Hi, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how you're really going to take control of that budget. The first thing that you're going to need to do is track your expenses. That's going to be the hard part. And then finding a way to monitor that on a regular basis is also kind of difficult. Well, luckily today, with the advent of the smartphone, it is tremendously easy and no spreadsheets or anything like that available. Here's a couple of things that I'd like you to do when you're thinking about how to start that budgeting process. Well, the first one is that you're going to need to really get a nice history of your expenses before you really think about what your budget should be. And I know there were some recommendations in the textbook on how many weeks that you need to record those expenses that you have. But I think, in general, you want to be looking at least maybe a month, two, maybe even 3 months of somewhat tracking those expenses. But I'd say anywhere about a couple months should be pretty good. You should be able to capture the rhythm of your expenses and how that works. Now, how best to do that? Again, I'd recommend getting your smartphone out, whether you have an iPhone or you're an Android person. I've been both, but I've been in the iOS camp, the iPhone camp for quite a while now. There are some great applications out there to look at. I'm sure they're at the iOS, both at the iOS store and the Android um, store as well for you to choose from. But here's what I want you to look for. You're really looking for an expense tracker, not like a financial planner. So you want to find something that's easy to use and to capture those expenses really quick. I use, and I'm again, you can. At last survey, I jumped on there. There probably are 50 different expense trackers on here. Mint is a good one. Um, oh, they're all over QuickBooks even. But what you really want to do is find something that is relatively easy. Spendy, that's another good one. There's a bunch of them. So just go to your app store and look for them. But you do want that expense tracker feature. You want to find something that really makes it easy for you to capture the expense right away. If it takes a lot of complicated input, it's going to fail. So the one app that I use, and it's what's nice about it is it really just takes a couple of clicks, and I'm able to record that particular expense. I can also, and all of them kind of do this. You can enter in those recurring expenses as well. But the features that I look for, or the app that I use, is something called a Daily Budget, and again, that one allows me to relatively easily just click in a transaction. It's got these nice icons that I can customize. So let's say I got an icon for snacks. I just hit snacks. I hit, you know, 85 cents for my candy bar or whatever I'm doing. And I can just plug it in there and it takes care of it. What these budget trackers should do is really give you guidance. Should do a couple things. One, guidance on your daily purchases. For example, this app, when it's blue, I'm good. When it's orange, I'm not good. I'm in the daily deficit. It gives me a budget of how much I can expend per day. It knows I plug in, there is some setup. You have to enter in your income. You enter in your recurring expenses. Let's say your rent for the month, your car payment for the month, your car insurance for every 6 months, and then it just kind of programs it all for you and says, based on what you've told me, you have X amount of I guess discretionary spending, if you will. And that could also include things that really aren't really that discretionary, such as groceries. But groceries are really hard to have a fixed dollar amount. So you enter in those fixed dollar amount expenses that you know you're going to have every year. Um, and then those more flexible ones you enter on the fly. And it's really cool because it tells you, basically you got $30 to spend today. Well, I may go through all $30. But then I can carry that over next day, and then I might be back up again to the positive as long as I watch my spending. So I can dip down below my daily budget on one day and make it up on the next. So I can always catch a status of where I'm at. I think that's what you want to look at for an app, especially going forward if you are using some sort of budgeting app to guide your kind of your daily decisions and kind of take the temperature of where you're at. That's basically what this does. So go out there, take a look. Again, that's one that I use called Daily Budget. There are at least 20 or 30 of them out there, but make sure that it's simple, that it can track your expenses relatively easily, that it provides summary reports with with a couple clicks you can see the categories to which you're spending in, and again that should be pretty much it. If you find these ones that are overly complicated and do a lot of bells and whistles, in my opinion, those apps are they don't work because you don't end up using them. You want something very, very simple to use. All right, well that's this quick little video on what to look for with your budgeting tracking app. Of course, you can always use pencil and paper if you wish. Again, that's totally up to you. But remember to start capturing that information right away, because in Module 11 we're going to be talking about what you have found out throughout this capturing your expenses over about 11-week period. All right, thanks for watching.